Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry, and I find myself once again embroiled in the Fabled Lands. Lorga the Warrior has now reached rank 2, and that's just great. However, we should obviously continue his adventures, and I reckon it's high time that I put all these potions to good use dealing with the King of the Rats, and maybe even the ghoul over on the Druid's Island. So I'm going to go to the Bronze Hills, where I will not spend money on shards. I'll go to Karambaru, where I have armor to sell. It's not a special price here, but it's more about the pack space than anything else. I've got a magic sword now, so I don't need this one either. Alright, now I've got a fair bit of money. So what I'm going to do is travel down to Yellowport. And I'm going to buy a boat to the Isle of the Druids. I'm not going to purchase passage, I'm going to purchase a boat. So it's time this here warrior got himself a mangy-ass cheap vessel. No crew upgrade yet, because he needs the money. Let's set sail. So, once again, we are sailing. Yes, imagine the music if you must. Oh, bugger. Well, we'll let them on and we'll pay the money. It makes it very difficult for us to... No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's okay. We're good. So this is all familiar. What's this? Enter the strange craft. Oh, I wish I'd not quite skipped forward there. So we found a floating abandoned ship. You maneuver your ship as close as possible and then take a rowboat over to the craft. Climbing inside, you find yourself in a small cabin which is lit by whining red and green lights set into the walls. A figure lies sprawled beside an ornate couch. The figure, although man-like, appears to have silver skin and a great big round head with one black glittering eye that seems to fill its whole face. Whatever it is, it appears to be dead. Quickly you search the craft and find a kind of spear that fires steel bolts from one end. It counts as a magic spear, combat +2. That's not a spear. Worried that you may be meddling with a ship of demons, you head back quickly and sail on. We're sailing around Scorpion Place, so we have found some kind of bizarre ship from another world with some sort of dead robot on it and a gun. Weren't expecting that now, were we? With the damage increase thing from ganging up, we might be able to utilise that quite well, but we're going to the Island of the Druids and we need a little bit of money, so... What have we here? Oh, a storm. Oh, bother. Who didn't purchase a storm blessing? Who's blatantly going to now? Oh, but we... Yeah, right. We are going to attempt a quest. So, we shall visit the Temple of Nagil, and visit the Warden, and accept permission to go and defeat the Ghoul. Let's go and try that now, shall we? A magic roll, you say? So we know about the Salt and Iron filings. As a warrior, we feel fairly confident in not needing those. So now let's make the scouting roll to actually find the thing. This is the one we could seriously mess up. So, the trail of gruesome murders and tales of terror leads you to an old cemetery in a near deserted part of the old quarter. It is early morning, a few hours before dawn, so you haven't much time before the ghoul goes into hiding. At the gates of the cemetery you find a small girl hunched over, sobbing. When she sees you, she backs away terrified, and this is a difficult roll. Charisma? No. Sanctity. What a shame. Oh no. The little girl runs off before you can talk to her. You thread your way through the pitted tombstones and brooding crypts of the cemetery under a pale moon that bathes the graveyard in a sickly pallid light. Suddenly, a foul stench fills your nostrils and a figure rises up out of the shadows. Yellow eyes glow with feral bloodlust and the creature sinks its black teeth into your arm before you can react. We now have the ghoul bite disease, which is really horrible and will be a right pain to get rid of. Reducing sanctity, combat and charisma. You know what? Let's invoke the power of the gods. You call on the power of the gods to banish this foul, blasphemous travesty of life. The ghoul shrinks back for a moment, snarling. And now, we are going to use our potion of godliness. Alright. Come on, please. Oh, yes. The ghoul staggers back, howling at the night sky and gnashing its teeth. Suddenly, brownish ichor spills from its eyes and the flesh begins to shrivel on its bones. It collapses in on itself, leaving only a mound of putrescent matter atop of which rests its head, now lifeless, empty eye sockets staring at the moon. You grab the head and set off. Absolutely. So now we will return to the Temple of Nagil and get our reward. Amber Wand, did we get? We did not. If we take the money, we can pick up a cargo and go back to the mainland and cure that disease though. So we really need the money right now. The priest looks you over. I'm afraid we have no one skilled enough to cure you. However, I believe the Temple of Makkah in Yellowport might be able to help, and the holy waters at the Blessed Springs are known to be efficacious in this kind of case. Absolutely. Let's go fill our hold with wood. And then set off back to the mainland. So we did not get a magic wand. How unfortunate. Oh, and no blessing! That night, your sleep is restless. You dream a most vivid dream. You are attacked by a gigantic sea monster, a mighty octopoid thing that encircles the ship with tree-like tentacles and pulls it under the waves. You sink into the bottle-green depths until you are caught in a glowing golden net. You wake in an undersea palace of multicolored coral with mermaids to attend you. They lead you past trident-armed merman guards into a great hall. Seated on two giant seashells, like thrones, are the king and queen of the deep, with green hair, sea-green eyes, and crowns of pale gold. Shoals of iridescent angelfish dart about in an intricate flashing dance of colour, dancing for the rulers of the land beneath the waves. In awe you bow before them. The queen indicates that you should entertain them, for they are bored. A silver flute appears in your hands. Oh, we're going to cock this up mightily, so might as well just roll anyway, I suppose. Ha ha! You play the flute like never before. The king and queen are enchanted by the haunting melodies you are able to coax from the enchanted flute. Unfortunately, you have played too well. The king puts you under a spell so that you find you cannot stop. Oh no! We've got to try and roll a 7 or more. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You are so devout that the king's spell cannot affect you for more than a few seconds. The queen, recognizing your faith in the gods, thanks you for entertaining them. You wake up in the cabin aboard your ship. You're musing about the strange nature of the dream when you realize that you have something in your hand. It is a silver flute. Yes, it's a silver thing. Gives +2 charisma. You know what? It's no magic mandolin. I might be able to sell one of these and keep the other. Well, let's go west. Although Logger here isn't growing any younger. Alright, please no storms. Oh, thank goodness. And you know what, it would be really nice to not run into the Sakharan military as well. Perfect. We need a blessing. We also... Temple of Makkah. The Temple of Makkah, the Terrible, goddess of disease and famine, is a large underground chamber accessible via an ornate entrance in the middle of the plaza. In the middle of the Plaza of the Gods, no less, where all the temples stand in Yellowport. Down below, the walls are bare earth, the ceiling is covered in the roots of growing plants, for Makkah is also the goddess of the harvest, who must be kept happy, else disease and famine will strike the people, their crops, their livestock, bringing ruin to all. Let's ask to be cured of a disease. 75 shards! Okay, look, we're going the other way. Right, yes, I need to check. Oh, I can't sell either. Intriguing. Alright then. So, let's depart, go up through Venefax. I'm aware that I'm not healing, but I'm also aware that we've got good defense now. Attacked by mad pilgrims? Well, I've got some potions. Am I trying to get that one extra point of healing out of a potion? Probably. Let's not bother, let's just fight. Here's a potion. We now have one less. Well, hello! I'm even going to back up to here to make things nice for you. Oh look, we're going to hit you. There you go. Whoa! And whoa! Fight's over. This is great, we can pick up some more potions while we're here. I mean, there's a potion of godliness. It's somewhat unfortunate. But we're at the town of Blessed Springs. Let's go visit the Holy Waters. Pay 35 shards. Be cured of our disease. Visit the alchemist. Oh, we're all full up. Okay, we won't then. Fine. Okay, back down to Yellowport. Okay, blessing of safety from storms. Saves us money. So, we're going to go back down to the docks. And we are going to purchase some minerals. And a slightly better crew. Hire on a few good seamen. And then we will sail for Marlock City, where we're going to do tricky stuff. So, in Marlock City, we are going to sell our ship's cargo, first and foremost, before we forget. Oh, I see why our money didn't go down. We still have the wood. Sells for a little bit more, though. You know what? I kind of really wanna, but I won't. The capital city of Saqqara has 3 large temples nesting at different locations on its streets. In addition, it has one of a kind house of priests, which functions as the administration of the polytheistic region of Saqqara and Golnir. You know, we're going to go into the House of Priests. And we can thank Omule, the priestess, for this tip. Even if she never went in here herself. The House of Priest is an impressive building, a roundhouse of multicolored bricks. The myriad colors give it a bizarre and garish look, calculated to unsettle the visitor. Inside, 100 offices teem with the administration of the polytheistic religion of Saqqara and Golnir. Let's pay 10 shards as a contributor in order to enter. As a contribution, rather. A notice has been pinned up in the foyer. Adventurer Priest wanted. See the Chief Administrator. Well, Lorga is no priest, but his sanctity is quite considerable. Naturally, you present yourself, and the Chief Administrator, a grey-whiskered priest of Elnir, takes you into his office. He shows you a special crystal ball that displays an aerial view of Marlock City. You notice several strange-looking clouds hanging over the city. They are shaped like gigantic demons reaching down to claw at the city laid out below them. The crystal ball shows things as they are in the spirit world, explains the priest. These storm demons cannot be seen under normal circumstances, but they are there, almost ready to destroy the city. Very Gemmel-esque. I like it. So yeah, in David Gemmel's fantasy novels, only characters of deep faith can see demons. And most normal people aren't even aware of their presence. And the demons are like purely spiritual beings that don't really come in and interact with the physical world very much at all. In fact, there's only one of his stories where one or two really do. Well, maybe 2 stories, but yeah. He goes on to tell you that Sul Veneris, the divine lord of thunder, is one of the sons of Elnir, the sky god, chief among the gods. He is responsible for keeping the storm demons under control, and thunder is thought to be the sound of Sul Veneris smiting the demons in his wrath. Unfortunately, the storm demons have found a way to put Sul Veneris into an enchanted sleep. He lies at the very top of Devil's Peak, a single spire of volcanic rock reaching up into the clouds. The peak lies north of Marlock City and the Cursed Moor. We need an enterprising adventurer to get to the top of the peak and free Sul Veneris from his sleep, but I must warn you that several priests have already tried, and we never saw them again. Well, that's probably because priests have a combat score of 2. Let us take up the quest. You take up the quest. There is little else for you to do here, so you return to the city centre, where we will visit the marketplace and sell off that stuff. And now we cannot sell either of those here. Interesting. We have a potion of sanctity, and that's probably going to be very useful. We also have an extremely full pack. When you cast a signature spell, gain 2 action points to me. Oh yeah, but the cost of them. Archery. I mean, it's not bad stuff, but let's depart from town. One rank if a priest, plus 1 sanctity if not. Oh, so when Omule was looking all over southern Saqqara and avoided the Cursed Moor and the Devil's Peak, and even went into like northern Saqqara and Nerech looking for the priest level up quest, it has been discovered here. And I mean, yes, I did play Omule a little bit recently, ignoring the nasty fate she suffered, and she did discover this quest, so that was nice. Right, let us head to the Cursed Moor. You're trekking across the aptly named Cursed Moor. A great rolling expanse of blasted heath stretches before you. Grey clouds hang over a mournful, dirty watercoloured plain studded with rocky outcrops and low hills. A raven flutters to the ground nearby, eyeing you curiously. His brothers call loudly into the echoing sky. Dusk falls, and in the dim twilight a herd of horses comes streaking out of the night straight at you. As they near, it seems to you that their hooves are not touching the ground, and from their manes trail wispy clouds of sparks like tiny stars. Oh, we absolutely want to mount one of these creatures. You stand your ground. The ghostly horses stream past you on either side, neighing wildly at the sky. Nimbly you leap at one and manage to wrap your arms around its neck and swing onto its back. The horse feels quite solid, but appears to be a luminous pale green colour. You look up through a cloud of sparks emanating from the horse's mane, just in time to see a rocky wall of a low hill looming up out of the evening mist. Your horse is galloping full tilt right into it. This is not something horses would normally do. I will trust the horse. And hold on. Uh-oh, sanctuary. Sanctity. Well, I'd better drink this potion of godliness. The horse and you hit the wall. There is a bright flash, and you find you have passed straight through into the hill. It must be a fairy mound. The horse you are riding abruptly changes shape in a puff of smoke. You find yourself on the back of a little knobbly limbed, white-faced goblin who promptly collapses under your weight. You're in a cavern lit by mouse-sized fairy folk who flit about in the air, blazing like fireflies. Ah, what a serene environment. The horses have also turned into goblins, elves and fairies of all shapes and sizes. What have we here? Whispers a pale, dark-eyed elf woman dressed in silvery cobwebs and wearing a golden crown. An overweight mortal sitting on poor old Gobrash, your majesty, groans the goblin you are sitting on. You realise that you are in great danger here. There's no telling what the fairy folk will do to you. The queen signals to her people and they close in around you ominously. Oh dear, I have to not roll a double one. Well look, it was probably worth using the potion anyway. You recite a devotional prayer to the gods, calling on your faith to aid you. The goblin folk are repelled by your piety and purity of spirit. Even Gobrash finds the strength to get out from under you and run off, such is your effect on them. Snarls the queen, recoiling. Please, your godliness is harmful to us. Here, take this and leave. A jug of fairy mead and an enchanted spear are pushed towards you. We're out of pack space, aren't we? Oh? We're not out of pack space? Well, we are now. So the fairy mead, deceptively sweet honey aroma with hints of delusion and bitterness, and a strong finish of oblivion. And a magic spear, which we'll have to probably part with at some point. Well then, let's leave this place and go towards the Devil's Peak. You're crossing the Western Wilderness, an expanse of wild, sparsely populated countryside. A few trappers and woodsmen make a living from the natural resources of the area. A tall spire of rock, a towering anomaly of geology, rises up into the clouds, dominating the horizon. A local hunter tells you it's known as Devil's Peak, and that the summit is infested with demons. You're standing at the bottom of the Devil's Peak. It's a massive tower of black rock, like a stone tree trunk, bare and branchless, climbing up into the sky. You cannot see the top, for it is shrouded in grey clouds. Thunder and lightning play about the clouded summit. The sides of the peak are almost sheer, but there are many hand and footholds. It can be climbed, but only if you have some climbing gear, which we don't have, so unfortunately, we're going to have to go sell some stuff. So, let's go back up to Karambaru. Maybe get walloped on the head on the way. Oh no! Mistaken for a beggar and given some shards. Perfect. And we need some pack space, so yeah. Hey, there's even some climbing gear. That's great. You're not looking to buy a magic spear for... Oh, you are! That's perfect. Oh, that's really nice. Well then, I would like to spend... Wait. You literally outright sell for the price of 2... Oh, that's... Yeah, that... Oh, for the price of 3 attempts. Okay, I see, yeah. Well, obviously, I came here for the thing which isn't here. What? I am confused now. Come on, it was... That's buy. Sell. Do you sell climbing equipment? Yes, you do. So why was it not available for sale? We now have our climbing gear. Oh, right, yeah, this... No can sell. Okay. Okay. Actually, with that money, we could have purchased one of the other stat upgrade items. Oh well. Back down we go. Ah! Another charitable donation. That's a lot of money. We want to be careful with that. We can't. Interesting. Do we have to go through the cursed moor again? Okay, we find a sword. Look, we can't take it. Our pack's full. We have plenty of money. We are leaving. Ah, the only thing we have that we could possibly sell is potions. Let's not do that. Lucky find. Oh, just some money. That's good. We can carry that. So let's climb the peak with our climbing gear. You begin the ascent. The climb is long and hard, but at last you heave yourself up onto the top of the Devil's Peak, a flat expanse of weathered black rock. You come across a strange sight. A man lies staked out on the ground asleep. Blue energy crackles up and down his body, and a hefty-looking hammer, glowing red, is still attached to his belt. It is Sulvaneris, the one you have come to free. You're about to lift the stakes. As you're about to lift the stakes, a whistling, keening blast of ferocious wind engulfs you. You are surrounded by whirling storm demons, vaguely man-shaped creatures of thunderous energy which try to sweep you into the air and off the edge of the peak. You try to recite the rituals of dismissal associated with such demons. Let's definitely try, because if we fail this, we could be in trouble. The storm demons shrink back with a wailing, mournful cry, like wind in the trees. The power of your faith is enough to repel them. You work free one of the stakes holding down Sulvaneris. Oh, that's a lot of scrolling up. Sulvaneris wakes up the moment you remove the stake. He rips the other stakes out of the ground and soars into the air with a shout like a clap of thunder. He swings his hammer round his head, and bolts of lightning leap forth to strike the storm demons. Not at all derivative, I must say. He rises into the clouds in pursuit of the demons. A bolt of lightning streaks from his hand and strikes you full force. You are thrown backwards, but to your amazement you are unhurt. In fact, you feel empowered by the blast. Your maximum stamina points are increased permanently by 3 to 14. Oh, that's good. You have freed Sulvaneris, the Lord of Thunder. Brilliant. You are standing at the bottom of the Devil's Peak. It is a massive tower of black rock, so we've made it back down again. Wonderful. Let us depart and go back to the cursed moor, where if we're lucky we could get attacked by wolves and take some damage, but no such misfortune. Well then, let's return to the House of Priests and pay the 10 shards as a contribution. The Chief Administrator is overjoyed to see you. The priests already know you have been successful in freeing Sulvaneris, the Lord of Thunder, because their crystal ball shows them that the storm demons have been driven away. As a reward, you receive the tuition of several high priests and gain even more sanctity. Visit me any time, says the Chief Administrator when you leave. Well, I'm not sure we'll ever need to now, but hey. Do we sell that? Probably not. I mean, it'll be nice and everything, but I think we just need to get into some fights and take some damage and... Oh, bother. Yes, we need to... yes. We need to get rid of some healing potions. We have a blessing of safety from storms, so is there anything here that we can make a good... I don't think there is. I don't think it's 325 on textiles. Let's not make the purchase, but we'll go back. 190, 190, 325. But we are in a very comfortable position here. Okay, we'll just have to use our blessing. And hope we don't need another one. Oof, okay. We'll get another one of those straight away. We can make 25 coming back with textiles. No, we'd lose 25. We'd lose 20, we'd lose 30. Yeah, there's almost nothing at Marlock which we could make a profit on. But okay. Ooh, hello. No, hold on, just keep it simple. So we can sell this. We need a lantern, and I think we might need rope as well in the sewers. I can't remember. Either way, we need to make some space in our packs. Oh, right, let's experiment briefly. I bet we can't sell that either. We cannot. Interesting. And what we cannot do is create more pack space. So, we have an officer's pass which will allow us to pass northwards. Why don't we... Well, we got a lot of money. And we can't get any of these books or scrolls because we don't have the space to physically carry them. We could... Oh look, cost us 100, sell for 90, sure, there we go. Now we got a bit of carrying space. Do we go straight for Rat King? It is an opportunity to get rid of shards. Yeah, let's do it. It's not here, is it? It's not here. It's not... It's the Trade Guild. The Merchants Guild of Yellowport is a large building of granite, plushly decorated inside to show off its wealth. Here you can bank your money for safekeeping or invest it in guild enterprises in the hope of making a profit. You hear that the Guildmaster is looking for adventurers. Well, let's visit him. Guildmaster Vernon of Yellowport is surprisingly eager to see you. He is a hugely fat and bejeweled merchant, and he tells you that a group of ratmen have made a base in the sewers beneath the city. They come out at night to raid the warehouses and homes of the merchants of Yellowport. "We need an adventurer like yourself to destroy their king," explains the Guildmaster. "Without him, the ratmen wouldn't be able to organize a feast in a larder. We'll pay you 450 shards if you succeed. We shall absolutely take this task." Vernon tells you that the sewers can be entered via an old disused well in the poor quarter. Whenever you're ready to enter the sewers, they'll be accessible when you explore the city, and we will need a lantern for that, so let's absolutely purchase one. Now, dear ratmen, please hurt me. No, This is a relatively early game quest, so we might not get a scratch. Let's go down into the city sewers. You climb down an old disused well in the poor quarter of Yellowport. It is dank, dark and smelly down below. If you do not have a light source, such as a lantern, you will have to return to the city. Well then, we need a lantern. The dank tunnels running with rivulets of foul water take you deeper into the unknown. You mark the twisting passages with chalk so that you can find your way back. Shortly, you come out into a large, rough-hewn cavern, wreathed into shadows that dance and flicker in the light you have brought. A sound makes you start in surprise. Well, let's make a thievery roll. Not expecting miracles here. That's what sanctity is for. 3 hulking shapes appear out of the shadows as if from nowhere. They are hideous creatures, man-like, standing on 2 legs, but with the tail and hairy features of a gigantic rat. Their yellowing teeth snap at you, and they lunge for you. The Ratmen also wield wicked-looking short swords in their hands. "Got me, human!" yells one of them in a bestial voice. You must fight them. Absolutely. Now you die. Quick, quick. Also known as Tactical Assessment. Mother Ratters. Ugh. Come closer, please. I want the damage bonus. Lovely. Have at you, knave! It's almost like he knows how to commit violence. With impunity, no less. The Ratmen lie defeated at your feet. You find 15 shards on the bodies, and a note which says, "Partake, kitchens, tonight. Rank and file rats only. No officers and no king allowed." The rest of the cavern is bare, so you press on down the tunnels ahead. After a while, you come to a cleaner area of the sewers. A part of the old city now buried under Yellowport. It dates from a period when all of Harkoona was ruled by the masked ones of Utaku, before the people overthrew them. You come to 2 rotten wooden doors. Names have been scratched on them by some half-literate ratmen. One says, "Throne Room," and the other says, "Kitchens." You can hear gravelly rat voices from behind both doors. Well, kitchens, there'll just be a lot of rats in there. The throne room is where we want to go. Gingerly, you open the door. It leads to a curtained alcove through which you observe the room beyond. It is a long, low hall, clearly an ancient Utakin temple, from a time when the masked lords of Utaku ruled all of Harkoona, but now part of the sewers of Yellowport. A cheap wooden chair has been placed on the altar to act as a throne. On it sits a large and extremely ugly ratman. He has a tacky amulet round his neck and a rusty iron hoop for a crown. About 4 ratmen are kneeling before him, engaged in conversation. "That scab," one of the ratmen is saying. "That's great king scab to you, dung breath!" bellows the rat on the throne. We're not going to assassinate him. It's too sorcery, bluff, just charge, we're a warrior! This is the way of the warrior! With a martial cry, you draw your weapon and charge. You manage to cut down 2 of the ratmen before they can react. The remaining 2 officers draw their swords. King Scab gives a cry of anger and leaps at you in desperation, swinging a spiked mace in his hand. Well, let's do it. I have a massive defense and 2 healing potions to get rid of. Bring on the pain! Oh, well, look, if you're going to be like that. There you go. If you 2 could deal some... Oh, we've taken damage, that's great. Well, look, I'd like to... Oh, I don't need that +2 defense, really, do I? Defense is already like a 14. Whack! Hey, could you, like, hit me? Well, look, I'm going to just drink this potion now and then hit you, okay? Because now I have space for some evidence. King Scab's rusty iron crown shattered when he fell, so you take the copper amulet from around his neck, and it looks tacky. You also find a chest in the corner of the room, but it's clearly booby-trapped. Right. Magic 4, Thievery 2. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that and go back. Guildmaster Vernon is pleased to see you. You hand him the copper amulet and he exclaims joyfully, "The amulet of King Scab! Well done indeed!" He gives you 450 shards as a reward and you are well loaded. And with that, I think that's a good point to end the episode. I hope you all enjoyed this one, and I do look forward to seeing you all in the next one. although we're going to have to really do something about all that money sometime soon. I'm going to say bye-bye for now though, and cheerio everyone!